Hi, this is Stephen Frew. We're working on a number of projects. They're all related, and they all have a core. But we're working on the idea of the person within the athlete with a very competent coach to young athletes, elite young athletes. We're working on that, and that's a lot of fun. And this young coach named Tommy Costello really sees what the needs of the athletes are, and he's very creative and inventive and successful in getting the athlete to perform at a high level consistently over time. And as he talked to me about that and showed me what he does, I thought that has a great parallel in stuff I do in relationship coaching. So in relationship coaching, one of the challenges is, and it's a huge challenge because we live, I don't want to go too far on this, but we live in a culture where we want a quick fix and we want a soundbite. We live in a culture that I think dumbs down what's possible in marriage, in long-term relationships. And if you remember, maybe you did it in your own vows, we talked about the idea of longevity as being an important piece in what I bring to partnership. So we use the phrase, till death us do part, in sickness or in health. Well, in sickness or in health is just a little cliche. We think, she's got a bad cold, I'll bring her tea. Or his stomach is upset, I'll fix it. We think of it kind of in small, little bite-sized things. But there's a much bigger idea behind in sickness and in health. And that is that, here's a funny idea for you to think about, that my partner gets to take on where I'm not very developed. Now you can call that sickness. It's not really technically sickness, but if I have a situation with my own family, my own learning, my own growing, if I have a situation with that I tend to treat women in a certain way that isn't in the most, relational, successful way, then she takes on something in me that she didn't know she was taking on when she met me or when she agreed to partner with me, and vice versa. If she has, say, an abusive father somewhere in her background, or a brother, or a former boyfriend or husband or something, I take that on with her, not in the sense that I get to lecture her or she gets to lecture me, but we get to look behind the scenes. Tommy says the person inside the athlete. Well, the person inside the relationship, we get to open that up with each other over time. So there's a lot of things that we want to do in terms of the series of podcasts. One of the projects we call the scaffolding of marriage. And the scaffolding of marriage is really an attempt to change the way we imagine marriage and what we're looking for in partnering and how we can do something about it. So I offer kind of a coat rack, kind of a place to hang ideas on so that it isn't psychotherapy, but it's a way to reimagine what you're doing in relationship. So that's what these podcasts are going to offer over time. We have an unbelievable amount of them that we are doing and want to do, and then we'll be releasing them for those people who subscribe. They'll get the certain kind of special, offer with what's possible there in learning. And for those people who just are coming by and want to look, that's great too. That's what we want. There was a business consultant, Peter Senge, who said that he wouldn't, I believe it was Peter Senge, who said he wouldn't want to work with a company where the leadership were not learners. He said the learning culture or the learning environment is the most critical thing that you can bring to the need for change. Well, the same thing works with the athlete, and the same thing works with adults in relationship. If I'm a learner, I am coming towards my partner very differently than if I'm an old-style, patriarchal, top-down kind of man that thinks I know what's wrong with her and wants to straighten her out, wants to correct her, wants to lecture her, wants to blame her, or vice versa. So we are in the mindset that these podcasts will trigger new ideas and new ways of thinking about relationships. So this is Stephen Frew. Stay tuned.